Hey, this is Gil Cargill. Thanks so much for your interest in our new program, the Sales Leadership Forum. As our title says, our members sell 36% more, and that's because of a unique approach that we've developed that will give you and your company a decided competitive advantage. If you're like most professionals engaged in business where sales drives revenue and profit, then you're probably perpetually looking for new, more effective ways to drive the top and bottom line. We've discovered it. It's called the new math of sales excellence. I'll show you how it works in just a moment. You see, the big problem facing most business-to-business sales forces today is that our academic universities have failed American business. That's right, I believe they've failed our business because as of 2014, there are only 18 universities in North America that offer a 4-year diploma in selling. Even fewer that offer a diploma in sales management. Consequently, the most important business activities of finding, acquiring, and retaining customers are left to people to figure it out on their own. As a result, many entrepreneurs, many sales professionals, many CEOs and business owners are frustrated. We fixed that problem. Now, I've been in business since 1978. Prior to that point in time, I was a sales professional and a sales executive with IBM. Since '78, I've worked with over 5,000 business-to-business sales forces. I've coached even thousands more sales professionals. As a keynote speaker, I've addressed hundreds of thousands of people regarding how to sell more effectively. My average coaching client has documented a 36% increase in their top line, and that's because of a concept that I call sales process management. This approach has landed me on the cover of many magazines throughout the years, and I'm currently being approached by companies all over the world to help them implement sales process management concepts. But I'm dedicated to helping businesses like yours improve their top and bottom line by implementing a predictable, profitable, process-driven approach. Since '78, I've worked with over 500 peer advisory groups, and I'm here to tell you these are fascinating organizations. 10 or 15 men and women getting together one half day a month to help each other overcome obstacles, to brainstorm, and to figure out ways to drive their businesses to even higher levels. But one of the things that I found out is that even though there are hundreds of these groups all over the country, very few, if any, focus on sales. As you can see, I've been a Vistage speaker, a tech speaker. I've worked with Renaissance Executive Forums, many different organizations, but I have yet to be in front of a sales-only peer advisory group. That's where the Sales Leadership Forum comes in, and our tagline is, it's not your people, it's your process. You see, the process creates the number one problem facing today's business-to-business sales force. Simply stated, you and or your team aren't there when the customers want to buy. You may have been there in the past, but the customer has forgotten about you. Or the customer may not even know you exist. Regardless, if you're not engaged with the prospect when they want to buy or change, the odds of you getting a transaction are certainly somewhere between slim and none. But I want to ask you a few questions. I'd like you to really think about this for the next 10 or 12 minutes. What would happen if your team were able to triple the number of first meetings that it generated with qualified sales-ready prospects? What would happen to your top and bottom line were your team able to double the number of quotes or proposals that it presents every month to qualified sales-ready leads? What would happen to your top and bottom line were you to quadruple the number of relationships maintained by your team? Now, I define a business-to-business relationship as one wherein a prospect defaults to calling you when they recognize a need for the results that your company, your products, or services will provide them. What would happen to your top and bottom line if every decision considered you and if all leads were pursued perpetually? Well, these are some of the results that you'll enjoy when you're a member of a sales leadership forum in your area. Now, you've probably have tried it all, depending on your position in the company. You may have hired more people, fired some people. You may have paid them more, paid them less. You may have implemented CRM systems, and many companies have implemented sequential CRM systems, one after another, yet they've gotten no improvement in their top or bottom line. If you feel like the gentleman that you're looking at on your screen, if you're ready to run up the white flag, then you really need to explore membership in a sales leadership forum. Now, I've highlighted sales training events for a reason. You see, as you're about to learn in the next slide or two, training your sales force is a traditional strategy to improve the top and bottom line, but tragically, you're missing the biggest reasons that sales can't improve. Please listen to, I said, can't improve. We've tried to motivate them, we've tried flogging them, yelling at them, whatever. At the end of the day, it's not your people, it's your process. The process of hiring people that train salespeople and training them cost American industry $6 billion 2 years ago. But that same study documented a reduction in sales effectiveness by 2%. So $6 billion reduced effectiveness by 2%. It's clear that the money spent on sales training isn't addressing the problem. And the problem, as documented in my soon-to-be published book, The New Math of Sales Excellence, is that there are 5 and only 5 levers that you can apply to growing your top and bottom line. These levers are the number of first meetings that your team engages with qualified prospects. The second lever is the dollars per deal. The third lever is the closing ratio. The fourth lever is the length of the sales cycle. And the fifth lever is the available selling time. Now, sales skills training directly impacts the closing ratio. The other 4 levers, the other 4 metrics, are impacted by activities, tactics, and strategies outside of the salesperson. You see, in the 21st century, we can no longer assume that the Lone Ranger approach of selling that worked back in the 20th century will work for your team today. Unlike any other time in my career, sales excellence is a function of all 5 levers being managed and addressed simultaneously. Now, if you do the math, you'll see that if you improve one lever, the revenue will increase somewhat. If you improve them all by as little as 5%, there's a 72% increase in your top line. That's why, in a statement, you need to explore gaining leverage over those 5 metrics. When you're a member of the Sales Leadership Forum here in Southern California, we will help you drive that through the roof. Our Sales Leadership Forums are designed to help you win consistently. You'll learn how to create predictable sales processes and have a coach working at your side but not on your payroll to help you implement those processes. You'll learn to manage with KPIs, key performance indicators. This is a peer advisory group for sales leaders conducted with sales leaders. You'll have men and women who are there to help you and who have no internal political agenda whatsoever. Their focus is on helping each member of the group achieve goals that may have been pre to the time of belonging to a forum unimaginable. You'll get ongoing support, your stress will go down, and your top and bottom lines will go up. This is a very short list of some of the problems we address. Number 1 is hiring the wrong man or woman. We'll show you how to avoid that. We'll show you how to avoid overpaying for underperformance, how to manage in an environment where the forecasts are consistently missed, and how to correct that, how to deal with shrinking margins, lower and lowering marketing return on investment, the surprises that inevitably prop up because we don't have a playbook. Stop and think about it. If you or any member of your family played any sport in high school or college, there was always a playbook. In sales, there's rarely, if ever, a playbook, so management, the coach, always gets surprises. Imagine what would happen to the pilots in those planes if they didn't have a playbook. You'd have chaos and tons of very expensive metal falling down from the sky. We'll show you how to get team compliance. We'll show you how to build a process that eliminates the problem you're looking at. This is a pie chart that was developed based on studies of 400 business-to-business sales forces. They found that the average salesperson spends 34% of his or her time doing non-sales administrative tasks. So essentially, the full-time equivalency of this sales force is reduced by 34% because of issues, errors, and tactics that occur outside of the sales arena. Then management has deployed territories in a way that another 30% of the available selling day is dedicated to waiting and traveling, or 32%. So I hope I've attracted your interest so far. Give me a few more moments and you'll be surprised at how affordable this program is, and most importantly, how much benefit you'll get out of it. But do you know which of your salespeople is making orders? Do you know which ones are taking orders? Do you know what your current consideration rate is, or can you calculate it? Do you know why you win, why you lose, and or why forecasted opportunities are postponed? It seems like endlessly. Do you know what your follow-up percentages are, and what are the KPIs of your sales team? If those things aren't on the top of your mind, then you need to belong to a sales leadership forum near you so that you will no longer feel like you're between a rock and a hard spot. We'll help you avoid that stress. We'll learn and coach you through managing personnel more effectively, developing and deploying precision sales processes, how to generate leads cost effectively, and most importantly, hold everyone accountable. Yes, that's the big A word, accountable, for following through on all leads. You'll learn whether or not CRM will help you and how to help your team sell in a results-oriented fashion that drives perceived value up, and that in turn drives margins up. How to implement a proactive customer service philosophy, and how to recruit sales superstars. And all of these are online learning modules that your entire team can benefit from. You see, part of our philosophy is that we should not just train one person, nor should we train just the salespeople. Everyone who's involved in acquiring, retaining, and growing customer relationships should have a role in the team playbook and should know what his or her role is. When you become a member of one of the forums, you'll attend a monthly half-day meeting. You'll have access to an experienced master coach. You and your team will have online training. You'll benefit from an almost relentless and unending supply of guides, templates, and we will bring in expert speakers to help you stay up to speed on new concepts like social selling and topics of that nature. You'll enjoy the advisory group experience and the support that your peers will give you. You'll benefit from our online training, and you'll be able to navigate your success in the very near future. Now, according to the Accenture Group, if a sales process is followed just 90% of the time, 70% of the companies will achieve their targets. However, if a sales process is followed less than 75% of the time, only 55% achieve their targets. So let me ask you, do you have a defined process? If you hired a new salesperson today, could you give him or her a book that says, here's how we sell our product at our company. Here's what I expect you to do. Here's the metrics you'll be held accountable for. If that book doesn't exist, it's time for you to work on your business in a sales leadership forum. The next step is for you to contact us and talk to one of our master coaches to determine whether or not there's a good fit between your circumstances and our capabilities. We will help you dramatically. And the good news that I promised you just a moment ago, the fee for your entire company is far less than you'd pay a temp receptionist for 1 week's work. Far less. So what would happen if, as a result of your membership in our program, you tripled the number of first meetings? If you were able to give your team more selling time and improve that full-time equivalency? If you shorten your sales cycle so you could handle more transactions per year, per quarter, per month, what have you, if you increase your conversion ratio and increase dollars per deal? What would happen if every decision considered you? I'm sure you'd agree the outcome for some or all of those will be very beneficial. So in conclusion, I believe it's not your people, it's your process. Join us at the next Sales Leadership Forum meeting near you just to experience the power of this dynamic new concept. My name is Gil Cargill. I wish you good luck and good selling and encourage you to give me a call at area code 310-305-7198 extension 111. Have a great day and go sell somebody something.